Hey everybody, it's Amy Gretchen and welcome back to my December daily videos. This is the year 2022 and as promised back in January, I'm here in the fall to share the remainder of my videos with you and my project. I'm super excited to share it with you and I love the enthusiasm you guys have for this project as well. So let me just hop into what I'm doing on the screen. So this is a photo that I have down on a metal mat that you can see is on top of a silhouette mat. So what I'm wanting to do is foil quill a word onto this photo. And I really like to use this metal mat because as you can see, I'm laying down these magnets to help keep the foil in place because you can't tape the foil onto the photo. Now, if you didn't have one of these mats, you could cut the foil to be a lot larger than the photo, but I feel like you end up wasting a lot of foil, and so I don't like to do that. So that's why I use this metal mat. If you like to foil quill and you like to foil quill on photos, or even if you want to foil quill on other materials and paper and save on tape and save on some of the foil that you could potentially waste, I would definitely get one of those metal mats. I love them. I use it all the time. The only time you can't use it is if you want to foil and cut at the exact same time. That's the only time you can't use it. So you can see that I foiled Mary onto it. This is from, I think it's from Paisley Press, if I remember correctly. I don't believe it was from the year 2022, but I'm not 100% sure. The only issue I have with doing these videos a little bit later is because I don't always remember everything. I should probably do a little bit of research before I start doing my video, but alas, I will have it linked below because I'm sure she still has these digital files available for you. So you can see that I was trying to just looking at that 14 that is from Sahin Designs. Again, I will have it linked below if I can find it. I loved those red numbers and I want to use them all the time. Same with the circle numbers, and you'll see that coming up. At any rate, I'm taking half of the photo and I'm putting on the back of day 13 now. I can't remember because I already, day 12 and 13 is already up on my YouTube channel. I can't remember why, at what point day 13 did not get finished, but it obviously didn't get finished before I started working on day 14. And so I don't know if that's in the video or not, or if I cut through this footage. I don't think I did, but you will see in this video me actually adhere the 13 down and the little embellishments because I guess I didn't adhere it down when I was actually working on it. That sounds very much like me because sometimes I walk away from stuff because I just am not 100% sure that I feel good about my decision and then I come back to it. That is the way that I work and it's very frustrating. Also, I think one of the hardest things about this project for me is where to put the number. Sometimes in my design, I know exactly where the numbers are going and sometimes I cannot figure it out. Anyway, it's just one of those things, kind of weird, but you will see me work through that for this. So for this number 13, because like I said, I can't remember if I shared this with you guys already. I do end up doing the foam tape because the circle, there was a little bit of depth to it and there just wasn't enough of an edge on the number for me to like glue it on to the cardstock. So I ended up doing the foam tape instead and it ends up working out perfectly. I really loved this day 13 so much. I think I loved the colors. I love the concept of these being the project, separate projects that I was working on during December. Those are some of my most favorite stories. And I feel like every year I like to have some kind of day where there's like a bunch of circles or a bunch of squares or whatever it is. I used to do it for my 12 of 12 project all the time. So anyway, I really did love this day. So I'm just going to finish this up. You'll actually see me put the little gold pieces on at the very end of this video. But anyway, maybe I didn't finish it because I wanted to adhere day 14 on the back of it first. Who knows, you guys? I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, this is basically, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. This is how it's going to look at the end. But of course, I can't yet decide. And so you'll see me pull out some of my acrylic numbers and play with those a little bit. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to think about it, because you know that's what I like to do. I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to move on to day 15. So at this point, I was wishing so badly that I had used some crop marks when I was printing this out, but I did not. Can't remember why. Probably just failed to do so. But I'm trying to, measure it to see exactly where I need to cut it. So I'm looking where the middle is and then marking it. I will set that aside because I'm going to work on these words that cut out with the silhouette. And you can see they're very tiny, but they actually cut out really well. It says morning, afternoon, and evening. So you guys, I got this idea. If you saw my video where I talk about how I use my digital files to get ideas, I believe it's called How I Use Digital Files Plus Organization. I'm going to have it linked up in the cards, and I will also have it linked below or at the end of this video. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out, because while I was working on this video, I got the idea for this day, which was super simple, but basically it was taking a day and writing about the morning and writing about the afternoon and writing about the evening, just like a snippet of what went on during the day. This could not be easier to do, but I love so much how it turned out, and I love the execution so much. So I believe I just did this in Photoshop, where I wrote out my journaling and then I pulled in the word that I wanted, the digital file of the word that I wanted to cut in the silhouette. And then I did a text wrap around the words. You can kind of see where the G is going to hang down or the F is going to hang down. I created a text wrap so the text would wrap around the word, just for a little bit. I guess it was for a design look, because I wanted the text and the word to fit a little bit tighter together. So that's basically why I did it. And I just love how this turned out. I picked a day that was busy, that I had stuff going on in the morning, afternoon, and evening. And this might be one of my favorite days. I just love how this project can be one story, multiple stories. It can be really intense, or it can be super simple. And this is super simple, but the fact that I cut out the words, which you would not have to do, you could just do this all digital, print it out, and maybe do like a sticker or something, or you'll see how I do the 15 with the sticker. That's it. That's all you'd have to do. I made this a little bit special by cutting those words out with my silhouette, and you can see how good the silhouette did. I honestly think the hardest part were these little dots on the eyes. So I needed to make sure I did not lose those dots. But I was super happy with how well the silhouette cut. Make sure you have a sharp blade. That would definitely help. And then I just picked 3 pink colors that, looked like a little bit of an ombre, and that's it, you guys. That is day 15. Now, honestly, the hardest part was probably me having to figure out where to cut it. And I was a little afraid, just because now that it was put together, I didn't want to make a mistake. I probably should have cut first and then glued everything on. And if you do that, I would advise you to do that. So at this point, I'm trying to figure out, do I want the 15 at the top or do I want the 15 at the bottom? Because that will determine where I cut, right? It will determine if I have more length at the top or more length at the bottom. So I ultimately decided to do the top. So I went and I cut it. When you see me leave my desk and bring something back that's smaller, it's because I have this large cutter that's amazing. I need to share it one time in a video with you guys. It's literally one of my most favorite tools. I've had it for like 15 years and I've never sharpened it. Anyway, I know I've talked about it before. I'm going to show it to you. It's literally the best thing I've ever bought. And that it was a little bit more expensive, but has gone the longest way. It's the best tool. Okay. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about the numbers. Because at this point, like I told you, I struggle with the numbers a bit. And so I'm just trying to figure out, I do have a 15 that looks like the 14. So that's why I was trying to decide, do I want to do the same thing? So I'm playing around with it. I'm pulling out my acrylic numbers and I'm going to see, do I want to do acrylic numbers? I didn't really love the black. I love these acrylic numbers so much, but I didn't really love the black. I didn't really love the red. I really do love that red circle sticker. And you guys, I have to tell you, I'm going to be the saddest person when they're all gone. I think I have used them every single year since I got that set, and I can't remember when they came out, but I want to see if I can talk Allie into making some more, because these were my favorite number set, I think, ever, because it's just a really great red color, and I feel like it goes with so many, like it can just fit onto so many designs. So anyway, I'm not going to keep talking about it, because every time I use those stickers, I talk about how much I love them and how sad I am that they're going to be gone. I mean, sometimes, you guys, I'm not kidding. Sometimes I will design a page based on if I have the circle number or not. You know what I mean? So anyway, all right. So I'm making decisions. I decided to use that red 14 that came from Sahin Designs, and then I'm using that circle. I had it just slightly above the top so that I could cut off the top. So this is where I'm going to add those little gold embellishments back on and actually adhere them down. Like I said, I don't know if I showed you this footage or not. I don't think I did, because I probably didn't go searching for it. Does not sound familiar to me at all, but I just want you to see that I actually did finish this page and adhere it down, if you were wondering why you didn't see it in the last video that I did. So, all right, day 13 is done. Day 14 is done. Oh, I got to adhere this down. I opted not to pop it up. Sometimes with this smaller, I have a lot of dimension this year, and so I was trying not to pop up everything, but sometimes it's hard because it's fun to have dimension. But anyway, you guys, that is it for days 14 and 15. Honestly, couldn't be simpler. I guess it could be a little bit simpler because I did do some foil quilling and that sort of thing and use the silhouette a couple of times, but I really love how this day turned out. And I actually love that photo with my like tree all lit up in the house. That was the morning time, by the way. Anyway, thanks so much, you guys, and we will see you next time. Bye.